It's nickel night here, and we got ourselves a full box to hunt. So what do you say we take a look inside? It looks like we're off to a good start already. We have 50 customer wrapped rolls here. We got a good mix up of paper rolls and plastic rolls, which is what you're looking for here in Canada. You don't want the machine wrapped rolls because they usually don't have anything too great in them. I checked the plastic rolls for inners, and we do have one-sided edge for sure, so that's looking promising. Hopefully it's something old, something maybe decent, but we're also going to be looking for 2000 Ps, anything low mintage, and definitely anything 1964 and earlier. I love finding the young heads, the George heads, anything like that. Before I do start tearing into this, I'd really appreciate if you all would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more coin collecting and coin roll hunting videos just like this. And then what do you say? I start tearing this box open. Roll number 3, and we just got our first decent find here, what I would consider the bread and butter of my nickel hunting here in Canada, the 2000 P. I have found a whole lot of these, but they are extremely hard to find. Sometimes you won't even find them during a hunt, and I'm very excited to get a whole roll of these. So this hunt is off to a good start already. Hopefully we can find something a little bit older than this. Roll number 5, and we just pulled our first sided edge, and it happens to be a young head, so I thought I would flip it over for you guys and reveal the date. We got ourselves a 1956, so our first sided edge to start this hunt off. Let's see, 7 rolls down, and look what just made an appearance, the bigger brother to the 2000 P. The 2001 no P, so not quite as low mintage, but still a nice low mintage one to look out for when hunting Canadian nickels. Here at roll number 8, and I see a foreign coin up ahead. I thought I'd pull it out just for you guys here. Let's see. Ooh, what's this gonna be, guys? 1962. That's interesting. I'm not too sure. This might be silver here, guys. I'm not sure. I might have to do a little bit of investigating and tune back in at the end. I'm not sure if I already have one of these, but this is interesting right here. 1962. We are at roll 10, and we just found something pretty darn epic. Now, it isn't too amazing, but it is a new record for me. I've been waiting to find one of these in the wild for a very long time. And what we have here, guys, is our very first S-minted American coin. Now, I'm not too sure if this is a proof. I looked up the mintage and it's still pretty high, but I do believe it's minted in San Francisco, and I definitely don't mind adding this to my collection because I haven't found one yet, and it's in really good shape too considering it's 1970. We are somewhere around lucky roll number 13, and we just found another sided edge, our second one. We can tell it's a young head already, but let's take a look and see what year this one is going to be. Are we gonna get lucky? 62. One more roll down, we just found our first rounded edge young head. Pretty funny when you're pulling more sided edge young heads than these rounded edge because they're extremely common, but you can check these 1964s under the microscope for the extra water line, but it's pretty easy usually to tell with the bare eye. All you need to check for is if there is a line of water touching the KG initials, but usually we like to stack them up and then we check them all under the microscope all at once. When I finished going through that last roll, we found ourselves something else pretty good here, one you should definitely be keeping your eyes out for. Now, this is one of the 2 main key dates of the Canadian nickels post 1960. This right here is a 1970, and it's not as pretty as some of the other ones we found, but it is still very hard to find. They're very far and few between, and I'm stoked. We are getting to about the halfway mark, and we just got ourselves a pretty decent roll here. Got ourselves 3 young heads, 2 1964s and a 1963. I think we're at roll 27 now, and we just found some very interesting stuff. We have a foreign find here up ahead, and we actually have 2 12-sided edges in this roll, so I thought I would pull it out live for you guys here. So first, let's see what foreign find this is here. Oh, we have seen this one or maybe not. It looks familiar, but Republic of Cuba 2018 centavos. Interesting. I don't think I found this design before, but I do believe I have found Republic of Cuba coins in the past. But what do you say we quickly just go through the rest of this roll? What do we got here? A 1967 Jefferson. That's nothing too crazy, but it's what's ahead in this roll that is going to be the good stuff. Oh, Ocean Heart of the Joy. We'll throw that to the side for now. Oh, guys, we got ourselves a George head up ahead. I just want to check these. We just got our first George head of this hunt. Very exciting. Let's see for you guys what year this one is going to be. 1949. So we are pulling Georgies, and then we have another 12-sided up ahead here. Let's see if we can get to it. Oh, guys, we got another George head there. Oh, beautiful. That is what I'm talking about. So let's see what this one's going to be. Another 49, two 1949s. Interesting. I wonder why we got the duplicate year there, but I am not going to complain. Our George head pile is stacking up high these days. Very nice. Might as well quickly just finish going through this roll. Don't think there's going to be anything too special here. Just this Jefferson 2004 P, which means it is going to be the Centennial, which I will throw to the side. But going quite splendidly, gonna keep going along. Hopefully we can find a few more Georgies or something like that. One roll down, we just found our first rabbit nickel of this hunt. I was wondering if one of these might make an appearance. They're getting very far and few between these days. Almost extinct, I would say, but they're almost always in good condition like this. So, not bad. Might as well go through the rest of this roll here. Don't think there is going to be anything. Nope. 49 rolls hunted. We decided to save the best for last for you guys. We found some other goodies, but I will show those in the wrap up. But I thought it might be good to open this live for you guys. As you can see right there, we got ourselves a sided edge. Now all these sided edges might seem a little underwhelming considering in one of the last nickel hunts I did, we found a whole collection dump of King Georges, but we're going to press on and keep taking all of these beautiful, amazing old historic coins out of circulation and adding them to our collection nonetheless. So what do you guys say I do the honors of opening this up and pulling out this 12-edger for you guys? Let's see what we're going to be dealing with. Well, it's going to be a young head for this final 12-edger. Now, I wonder what year it's going to be. Probably a 60 to 62. A 61. Alright, so at least we closed it off with a 12-edger. I'll go through the rest of this roll. I don't think there's anything too special in there. And then I will wrap this up for you guys. As was to be expected, there wasn't anything really in the rest of that roll. But I have concluded this hunt. Before I start breaking down all these finds, I would really appreciate it if you guys once more would hit that thumbs up. And if you're new, please subscribe for more videos just like this. So, for the keepers, this right here is a little pile of Jeffersons that I decided to hold on to. At this point, I'm not going to be hanging on to all the US that I find because they're really starting to accumulate for me. So I'm only going to hold on to the really old ones that I can possibly fill my collection in with. So these are from 1960 to 1975. I was finding a pretty decent amount of these 2001 no Ps, and I'm not going to hold on to every single one that I find, but what I am going to do is I'm going to put them to the side, and in each hunt I'm going to select a few that look the very best, and then eventually I'll accumulate a whole roll of these things, and I'll be able to hopefully send one off to get graded. But they aren't the lowest mintage of all time, but they definitely aren't as high as some of the other years, so you should hold on to a few of the 2001 no Ps, but I have 3 or 4 here that I'm going to hold on to. We might have to start watching our carbs soon because we pulled out a lot of these bread and butter 2000 Ps. You know I love these things. They're incredibly low mintage, under 5 million. This one in the center is in just absolutely amazing condition too. I should probably be wearing gloves to handle this, but I am definitely going to be sending one of these 2000 Ps off to be graded at one point, so I'm going to pick the finest example, hopefully one that's in pretty much uncirculated condition, and I'm going to send it off to PCGS and get myself a PCGS graded 2000p. We cleaned up pretty well on the rounded young heads. We got 2 1963s and 6 1964s. This one on top is in absolutely beautiful condition too. But you know, a lot of people don't like to hold on to these rounded young heads, but I like to hold on to them because A, the design is a little bit different on the back. They were only made for 2 years, and I also really like to find these in my hunts because it's a good sign that the boxes haven't been hunted and there might be some good stuff lying ahead of you. But just absolutely beautiful design on the bust there. Can't forget about the low mint find of this box, the 1970, and we also have that 1967 rabbit nickel that we found. These are all of the 12-edged young heads that we managed to pull. We got 4 of them, and 3 of them are a trifecta of consecutive years. We got ourselves the 1956, and then we got the 60 through 62. The 62, if I wanted after this hunt, I could throw under the microscope for doubling, and I'm pretty sure the 56 may have a near and far leaf variation as well that you can check for under the microscope. Hiya, Georgie. So, these 2 George heads right here, totally stoked to have found those. You know, it might seem a little underwhelming considering we found a ton of World War II's and amazing other 12-sided George heads in our last live stream, but nonetheless, I don't mind saving these from the ARP, adding them to my collection. So both of these are the same year. They are both 1949. We got ourselves 2 pretty interesting foreign finds in this hunt. After doing a little bit of research, I found out that the one here on the left is a 20 Rapin from Switzerland, and its value is somewhere around $1 to 150 Canadian, so that's not a bad find on its own, especially considering that it is from the year 1962, so it's a little bit older of a foreign find. The composition is copper nickel, so it's nothing too crazy. It's not silver, unfortunately, but I was hoping. And then we also have the 10 centavos from Cuba, which we have found in the past, but not with this design on it. So 2 really cool foreign finds. This right here is the 1970 S mint mark Jefferson. I would call this the find of this hunt, considering I've never found an S mint marked American coin in circulation before, but I'm totally stoked to have found this. It's in amazing condition too, considering the age of it and the fact that it made it all the way from the United States over here to Canada. But I just find it so fascinating. Definitely not going to get no full steps designation on that one, but I find it extremely fascinating that these coins can make it over here from the United States. These proofs or whatever this might be, it may be a circulation S mint mark. If you guys can possibly let me know down in the comments. I still have much to learn in the ways of American coins, but definitely a very nice one nonetheless. I will add it to my American Jefferson nickel collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this hunt. I had a lot of fun. Here we have it, the Canadian dollar Whitman album here. We have many slots that we are looking to fill. I only have 1 loonie in there so far. Now this is the 1987 to 2008 Olympics album, so I'm going to be looking to fill this out today. I'm going to be looking for any other rare low mintage finds I can get my hands on before I do start this hunt off. I'd really appreciate it if you all would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. Then what do you say I start tearing into these $1 rolls? Whoa, this one's pretty interesting. I'm not too sure exactly what this here is. The woman's right to vote loonie. I'm not too sure what exactly the mintage is on this bad boy right here. If I can, I will hit you up right here with it. But this already, I'm pretty sure, is a decent find. Oh, here we go, guys. I think this is our first Olympic Lucky Loon here in roll number 2, 2004. So I think this might be able to find a decent place in our Whitman folder. We've also pulled out a few earlier years, late 80s, early 90s. Ooh, now this is a bit of a beauty right here. Look at this 1996. Quite a bit of luster left on that. Now these are usually composed of electroplated bronze as far as I know. That's what gives them this very shiny, beautiful finish, but this 1996 right here will find a very nice place in that Whitman folder. Oh yeah, we got ourselves a Lucky Loon. This is the actual Lucky Loon right here. 2014 Lucky Loon. And roll number 4, I believe this is. But I think this will go into the Whitman album, so we will put this to the side. Oh yeah, we just got ourselves the 2006 Lucky Loon in that same roll. So we're starting to stack up these Olympic Loonies here. These ones are going to probably be a little bit lower mintage, so a little far and fewer between. Not bad finds. This one is a different design, I believe, from the other one too, at least a little different from what I can tell. Very interesting. Oh, looks like we got another cool one here. So this is the Canadian 1994 War Memorial Loonie, and it's not super low mintage or anything. I believe it's minted around 20 million, so nothing too crazy, but I can fill out my Whitman book with this, so I will throw it to the side. Here we go. This isn't the key date. Actually, 1992, I believe, is the key date for the Canadian Loonies, or it is what I would consider the lowest mint key date, but 1991 is pretty low mint as well for all Canadian denominations, so this is a good one. Hopefully maybe there's a 1992 ahead, but even if not, that's a good find. It looks like we have another War Memorial right here, so I'll probably keep whatever one is in better shape. But that's another decent one right there. I like the design on that. You don't see it too often, that's for sure. Here's another good one right here, guys. 1993. I don't think I found one of these yet, but even if I have, I will put it to the side for some later scrutiny. Whoa, look at this right here. I am not too sure what this bad boy is, but this, I think, is a 2016 Lucky Looney. Would you look at that condition right there? Very nice. Probably not the highest mintage. If I can, I will hit you up with the mintage for this bad boy right here. But very nice. That really stood out when I pulled that one out right there. Pow. Now this right here is not the key date 1992, but it is still a pretty decent find. Not incredibly low mintage either, but it is the 1992 Confederation Loonie. You can see right there, they're pointing to the, what I believe is the Parliament building here in Canada. Very nice. Oh yeah. Look at that. We just got ourselves a Terry Fox. I think we might even be able to put this into the Whitman folder. I was hoping we might get one in a little better shape than this, but this is relatively low mintage. He is definitely a Canadian hero, so a great find right here in this second last roll. I'll put this to the side. Be nice if we could get one in a little better shape. And oh, look at this. I believe this is the 2017 Connecting a Nation Loonie right here. Right after that Terry Fox. I'm not too sure. Yep, that is a nice one right there. So we won't be able to put this in our book, but if I can, I'll hit you guys up with the mintage for this right here, and I will put it to the side. There we go. That right there is what we are looking for, I believe. This is the 1992, the low mintage. I think this is minted around 5 million, so what I would consider the key date of the Loonies. Probably one of our better finds here today so far, not in great condition, but it will find a nice spot in the book. So we're down to the last roll. I decided to save this machine wrapped roll for the last one, you know, save the best for last. And I definitely checked the enders. This one right here looking nice and shiny, but this one right here looking a little dull, so it's definitely circulated. You want to make sure that you do have circulated rolls here in Canada, because sometimes you can get the fresh coins and sometimes you can get ARP rolls. As I thought, it was just a shiny 2019. Very shiny 2019. So usually I would tune you in for the finds of this hunt, but what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to show you each and every one of the keepers that I put into my album, and then I will wrap this up for you guys.
like tomatoes.
I think that is pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. I definitely had fun during this hunt. If you enjoyed it, please remember to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos just like this. But we got to fill out our book pretty good. We still got a few holes in there that we're going to have to hold out for in the future, but we got some other good finds like this right here. This is definitely a beautiful loonie to look out for, the 2016 Lucky Loonie right here. You know, the thing about these larger denominations is they aren't lower mintage, but sometimes you can find some treasures that weren't necessarily meant to be there, and some of them can be extremely collectible and extremely low mintage. One of the ones I really like to look for is the 2019 Equality, and there's some other really great loonies you can keep an eye out for, like this one right here, another really awesome one. I definitely love the design on that. The woman's right to vote stands for a good message, like a lot of the Canadian coins. Definitely they incorporate a lot of Canadian history into the designs on Canadian coinage, and it's just absolutely awesome. I love it. How's it going, everybody? Dr. Coin back at it again, and welcome back to the Coin Cave. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing a bit of a mini penny hunt for you guys. Now, since the penny was abolished in the year 2012, it's a bit of a rarity for us to be able to hunt pennies, but I went into my bank and I asked them if they had anything I could pick up, and unfortunately they didn't have any rolls, but they did give me this nice little paper sack here filled with pennies, and I didn't know if I was going to have anything worthwhile making a video of, but when I checked, it looked like I had a few old coppers and stuff in there, so I figure why not go through and see if there's anything interesting in there. Before I do start rifling through this pile, I'd really appreciate if you all would hit a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more coin collecting videos and coin roll hunting videos just like this. And what I'll probably do here is I'll just rifle through them in little piles the best I can, see if we can find anything interesting here as I go along. Might do a little bit of a time lapse, see if what is this? Oh my god, guys. We just found a wheat cent. No way. Is that an S? What is that? think that's a D. Oh my god. We just found our first ever wheat cent. Oh my god. That's awesome. I don't really think it's really worth anything, but oh wow. That's pretty cool. Well, at least this wasn't for nothing. I didn't really think I was gonna find anything here, but I thought I would just tune you guys in along the way in case there's anything good, but hopefully there's something, maybe a Georgie or something in there, but this is pretty cool on its own. That is awesome. Just from probably like $1 or $2 worth of loose pennies, and we just found ourselves a US wheat cent. If any of you guys have any information about this thing, the mintage or anything, any of my US subscribers, I would really appreciate it, but that is absolutely awesome to find. I will keep plugging along here and see maybe there's anything else interesting.
Let's see. Yep, all I did is I took a little gander when I came out of the bag with it, and I saw that there were some darker ones in there, so I figured there might be something good.
Oh my god, guys, I think we just found a 2009. Now, I'm not too sure about the mintage on these, but I'm pretty sure... Oh yeah, that's a 2009, alright. I'm pretty sure the 2009s are relatively low mintage, so even though this is in terrible condition, I think this is a pretty decent find too. So 2 decent US finds already. That's terrible condition, but yeah, I think that there's a bit of a different design on the 2009, but it's just kind of hard to see there. That's why I couldn't tell. Very nice. Well, a 2009 and oh, we got our second young head. Ooh, 1962 this time. Nice. Something a little different. Nice to at least find some old Canadian coins in this, considering you can't hunt them in rolls anymore unless you're extremely lucky.
Let's see. Not too much left to go. Only about 10 or 20, so let's see if there's anything left in those. What's this?
I feel like this might have been a proof or something like that, considering how shiny it is, and it's an 89. Let me throw this one to the side for later evaluation.
You know, if there's a coin you just really like, never hurts to put it to the side.
Well, that's it, guys. That's all of the pennies hunted, that little pile there, but we did get 4 interesting little finds there, considering that was just a bit of a little mini hunt. Hopefully a warm-up of maybe what's to come. I can get my hand on some more actual penny rolls, but we'll show you guys some of the stuff that we are going to keep here. That one right there is a bit of a toner. Looks a little shiny, like it might be a proof or something like that, but let's see. We have this right here. The find of this hunt is going to be that wheat penny, but this right here is a very nice find on its own, considering, as far as I know, it's a low mintage. 2009 was a pretty low mintage year for most American denominations of coinage, so that's a good one. And then this right here, the find of this hunt. we got ourselves a wheat penny, guys. Our first ever wheat penny. Searching just a little bundle of Canadian pennies. And if you're curious how much this is, I have no idea because I didn't even pay for it. I went in and asked for a box of nickels and they gave me this little sack of pennies. So I didn't pay anything for this. I got to have a nice little hunt here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. Please let me know what your favorite find is here. Mine is definitely this bad boy, considering wheat cents are far and few between here in Canada, considering we can't hunt pennies anymore. In today's episode, we're going to be hunting a $100 nickel box. It's been a little while since we've done a full box. We've been getting loose rolls lately, and we have had some luck, but we're going to see if maybe we can find some good stuff inside a full box hunt. So, let's see what these rolls are looking like inside. Here we have it, 50 rolls of nickels. I'm really hoping maybe we can get some young heads, some George heads, some 12-sided, maybe some 2000 Ps, and anything foreign or anything else interesting we can find would be great as well. Before I do start tearing this open, I would really appreciate if you guys would all give a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. So we actually just got our first find, and it isn't even a coin, it's actually a full roll, and I think the teller might have messed up and given us a full roll of quarters. So that is a nice bonus on its own. $10 when you think the roll's worth $2. So I'll go through this roll and see if there's anything good inside. Alright, so we just went through that roll of quarters, and this is going to be our first find of this hunt, which isn't even a nickel. I can't believe that. That's crazy, but a Georgia state quarter. I'm not sure if I have one of these already, but this will start the hunt off on a good note. I mean, it isn't a good nickel, but hopefully this is a sign that maybe there will be something else interesting that wasn't supposed to be in here. 4 rolls down and we just got ourselves a decent find. I haven't talked too much about this one and I haven't found too many of them, but I think it's time that we start holding on to them because they are a decent find. This right here is the 2001 no P variation. So this right here is minted around 30 million. They're very far and few between, and they aren't quite as rare as the 2000 P, but they are a low mintage older brother to that one. I thought I would do the pleasure of pulling it out and sharing with you. Hopefully, if we can get it out of here. Oh, well, it's gonna be a young head. What year is it gonna be? Well, one more roll down. We just pulled something else very nice out. A 1991, so these are very low mintage as well. Definitely a key date you want to look out for is 1970 and 1991 for most Canadian denominations, but especially for nickels, they are low mintage. So this is a great find, not a bad condition, kind of has some darker shading going on there around the beaver, so can't complain about that one. Just found ourselves another 12 edger here. Let's see what we got. Hopefully something a little older. Oh, it's going to be another 1960, so 2 1960s so far. Let's see, hopefully this one, yeah, that one's going to be in a little nicer shape on the obverse than the first one. So 2 1960s, we got 2 12 edgers, and it looks like this roll is a lot of diadems and a lot of old ones. So we are one more roll down from that last roll. There wasn't anything too crazy. They were all pre-1990 and made of nickel, but this looks to be about the same case as that last one. A lot of nickels in this one, and we have ourselves another 12 edger, and we have ourselves a young head. So we got, big surprise, a 1964, which is one of the most common dates to find for young heads, and then we got ourselves a 1962. So nothing too crazy, but you can check these 1962s under the microscope for doubling. So I might do that around the end of this video during the wrap up, but I'll keep going and see if maybe I can find some more good stuff just like this. Alright guys, we are here at roll 18 and we just got ourselves a very interesting looking shiny 12-sided edge there. So let's see if I can pull this out. And oh, it's gonna be a George head. We got our first George head of this hunt. I didn't want to spoil the date for you guys there. Maybe this can be a World War II because it is so shiny. I don't think so, because I think I saw the beaver on the other side. Looks a little beat up there. Got some dings there at the top, but what do you guys say we turn this over and see what Georgie it is going to be? A 1950. Yes, not a World War II, but it is definitely an oldie. Nice. One of the first year George heads. Not quite the first year, but one of the early years of George heads. Not a bad find. A few rolls in. So we're a little bit past the halfway mark. I think we're at roll 27 now. And we just found ourselves yet another octagon edge. So thought I would turn this over and show you guys. Another 1960. Wow. So that is 3 so far. We got about a third of the box to go. We just got some more decent finds here in a single roll. We found these 3 1964 young heads. Oh. Behold, one of my favorite coins to find while hunting nickels. I was wondering when one of these might make an appearance because it's been a little while since we found one, but you guys should know what this is. This is the 2000p, and it is looking in just absolutely beautiful shape too. Just look at that right there. Well, 5 rolls to go. We just pulled ourselves 2 more young heads. One of them is a 12-sided, so we got ourselves a 1962 that we can possibly check for doubling, and we got ourselves a 1963. So 2 succession years right there, both in the same roll. Pretty interesting. I was going through the last roll and I had pretty much lost all hope for the end of this hunt, but then I pulled out this bad boy and totally redeemed myself. The second 2000p. So this was not the greatest hunt we've ever had, but it was indeed a very good hunt. We got ourselves a Georgie 1950. We got ourselves a handful of young head 12-sideds. We got ourselves a handful of rounded young heads, and we got ourselves that 1991. What I will do is I will show you the US that I accumulated and give you a quick look at some of the other amazing coins that I found in this hunt. Before I do that, I would really appreciate one more time if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And then what do you say I show you some of the amazing coins that we pulled out of this nickel box. These are all of the US Jefferson nickels that we managed to pull during this hunt. I'm not even bothering tuning you guys in with every time I find one of these because I find so many of them now. I mean, there's 20 of them right here, but these ones are ranging in date all the way from 1966, I believe, all the way up to 2019. So no incredibly good oldies in there, but I definitely hold on to all of my US coins that I find in the hopes that one day I can cross the border, cash them in, and make a little bit of a profit off of it. But until then, they ain't doing me much good, but I'll still hold on to them. Well, I would say we cleaned up pretty darn well with these 12-sideds in this hunt. Usually we don't get this lucky when it comes to the octagons. Now when I call them octagons, they aren't actually octagons, they are 12-sided, but I just like to call them that as a bit of a nickname. So we have ourselves the 1950 George head right here, a great find on its own. I'm not too sure if that's chrome plated, but I don't think they're chrome plated from that year, so it might just be in very good condition. We got ourselves a nice decent pile of 3 1960s there, and we also have the 2 1962s. I will show you what both of those look like under the microscope, and I'm pretty sure neither of those are too suspect for any doubling, so nothing too crazy to write home about with those, but they are all 12-sided, which is amazing. It makes me a very happy hunter. So let's show you some of the other really good finds right now. Right here is a pretty decent sized stack of young heads that we managed to pull. We got 1 1963 and 4 1964s. This one on top is looking real nice too. We got ourselves this 2001 plain, which is minted around 30 million, fairly low mintage and pretty hard to find. I don't think I found too many of these before, and I don't even have one in my collection book, so I'll definitely throw it in there and add it to my collection. We got that 1991, another great low mintage find, minted somewhere around 10 million. 2 2000Ps. I'm going to call these the finds of this hunt because it's been a little while since we pulled them out. They're both in great condition, especially the one on the left. They're definitely one of the hidden treasures of Canadian coin roll hunting, and even once all the old nickels are gone, all the George heads and young heads are gone, we still might be able to get lucky and find some of these one day in coin roll hunting. So these are great to look out for. I absolutely love them. Hopefully soon I'll be able to have a full roll of these bad boys, and what I will do is I will pull out the one that is in the best condition condition, and I will send it off for grading because it would be nice to have a graded MS 2000P. I don't know about you guys. And we can't forget about that Georgia State quarter that we got lucky and that slipped into the box by accident, so we can add $8 to this box of nickels that we got, and when we take it back to the bank, we'll make a little bit of a profit. In today's episode, it's the day of the dimes, and we got something very special for you that we have never seen before. I'm very excited to show you guys this. So what do you say we take a quick look at one of these bundles? So I went to a few different banks to pick all of these rolls up, and unfortunately a few of them are going to be machine wrapped, so most likely they are ARP, but I'm still going to open them up just in case because I have had some luck in the past. But the majority of them are these customer wrapped rolls. What do you say I show you what it is I noticed and see if you can notice it right off the bat? So it might be a little bit hard to tell from this distance, but there's something off about one of these dimes right here. When you get a little bit closer, maybe the hidden treasure reveals itself a little bit easier, but I noticed almost right away that we have ourselves our very first ever silver ender, I'm pretty sure, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this roll up right now for you guys and see what it is we're dealing with, because for all I know, this could be a collection dump. So enough contemplating, let's get to it. So let's see if I can show you guys really quick what it is that I see. I think it's a 64 is what I can see, but only one way to find out. It's hard for me to see with all this stuff in front of me here. Stubborn roll. What are we going to have today? Ooh, we got ourselves a young head, guys. Very nice. So this dime hunt is already off to an amazing start. We have one silver already, a young head in decent shape. Nice. How often is it that you come across silver enders here in Canada? Roll number 2, and we already got a decent little foreign find here. We got ourselves a British 5 pence. We found these in the past, but it's still a nice looking coin to find. A few more rolls down, we just pulled ourselves a 1969. Now this is a good one to look out for because it has a large date variety that is extremely rare. Even though I believe there's less than 20 known to have been made, if you can find that one, it's worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So I highly suggest you just hold on to every 1969 you find, and then you can compare them all at a later date, and you can have a good demographic to check if you have the good one or not. Well, we just found ourselves a nickel 1968, and it's actually in really good shape. Usually these are in terrible shape. People will scratch X's on the queen's face and stuff like that. So it's very rare that you find them in beautiful condition like this. So I will take this out of circulation. That way if you guys are hunting, you don't stumble across it and mistake it for a silver 1968. But hopefully we can find the silver counterpart to this. I just pulled this out, and we do find a couple of these when we're going through dimes, but they aren't the most common of all. I would consider them a key date of the later dime years. They're minted around 50 million, but they're not extremely rare. So I suggest if you are going to keep these, pick out the ones that are in really good shape, but it's really up to you if you want to hold on to them or not. This one is in decent shape, and I'm not finding too much so far. This hunt was off to a great start, but kind of fizzling out here towards the middle. So 1991 with some good luster on it, not too shabby. Well guys, we just got ourselves a pretty awesome key date find. This is the key date of the Canadian dimes, I would say, after the year 1965, the Canadian 1970 dime. I've only found one of these in the past, and it's in my collection book, and I don't think that it was in as good a condition as this one right here. So definitely hard to find, very far and few between. You almost never come across these in the wild, so if you ever find one, don't think about it, hold on to it. Well, we're starting to get towards the end now. We only got a few rolls left to go, and we just pulled all of these out of a single roll. Now these are all 1968s, but kind of like that other one, they're all looking in really good shape. When I hit them on with the magnet, they all failed the magnet test, so they are all definitely made out of nickel. Considering the luster on some of these and the fact that they're not completely scratched up on the obverse, it's not too bad, and I will just do you all the favor of taking them out of circulation so you are not mistaking them for the silver 1968s. But I'm going to open these few last rolls. Hopefully I find something decent. If not, I will wrap this up for you guys. Well, I didn't find anything in those last couple rolls, but you know, that's just the way she goes with these dimes sometimes. But before I start breaking these finds down, I'd really appreciate if you guys would all hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more videos just like this. So, you know, dimes, sometimes you can get lucky, sometimes you don't. We did hit that ender at the beginning, which is a new record for me. I've never found a silver ender before, but we didn't get much after that. So let me break these down for you really quickly. We got the 1964 right there. We have a pile of 1968s. I believe there's about 5 of them. One 1969, one 1970. Now that might, besides the silver, be a bit of a toss-up between the find of this hunt, but let's be real here, we love finding silver. So, and then we got the 1991, and we got the foreign find of the hunt, the British 5 pence. So let me give you a little bit of a close-up of the silver that we found at the beginning of this hunt. Not too much of a surprise as the year 1964, one of the more common years that you're finding when it comes to silver still left in Canadian coinage, but I am totally stoked. I got myself a new record, my first silver ender ever. I could spot it pretty easily too. When I checked the rolls right before I got in my car on the ends, I could spot it almost right off the bat. I moved the rim or the lip over and I could see the 6 and I was like, oh God, yes. And then I saw the 4 and I knew. But I'm very glad that I could share this experience with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this hunt. I just wanted to show you guys the coin wrappers for a couple of these nickel rolls because I've never encountered wrappers like this before and they look pretty interesting. So let me know what you guys think. Take a look at these right here. I'm pretty sure that these are coming from a laundromat or something like that, something that regularly deals with nickel rolls or nickels of their own, but pretty interesting to see the color there, and it actually says Canadian nickels. So I'm probably going to start off with these 2 rolls. If I find anything good, I will tune you guys in. Hopefully maybe in this hunt we can find some George heads, some 12 edgers, maybe some 2000 Ps, some 1991s, 1970s, and anything else interesting. So the only way we can find out is if we start looking. We didn't find anything in those interesting looking rolls, but we are at roll number 3 and we got our first 12 edger and we can already see what the date is here. We got ourselves a 1962 young head. So roll number 3 and we're already off to a great start. Hopefully this is a sign of good things to come. Well, we're somewhere about 10 rolls down and we just pulled our very first rounded edge young head. Surprising considering these are pretty common, but still nice to find these. I'm going to check this under the microscope and see if it has any extra waterline variation, because you can definitely check the 64s for that, and if it has anything I'll tune you guys in. If not, then I'll keep chugging along. We are somewhere around roll 15 now and we just pulled this out of a paper roll, a very beautiful sight. I thought I'd do the honor of sharing with you guys what this might be. Let's see here. Oh, it's a young head, so what year is it going to be? 54. Nice. Well, there's something good so far to start this off. This might be a chromer. I'm not too sure, but pretty nice luster still on there. Still in pretty good shape. The rim's a little dark on there, so I spotted it pretty easy, but this hunt is off to a pretty good start. We still got way more than $100 to go. Just found ourselves another young head. Getting to the end of these clear rolls. I'm trying to get them all out of the way because they're very annoying. What year is this? Another 64. I checked that other one, no extra waterline. I'll do the same for this one. Opening up one of these last clear rolls, we just noticed a 12 edger. So let's pull it out and see what we are gonna have. Another young head 12 edge. But what's the date gonna be? Come on, something old. 61. Just going through that last same clear roll, we just found another rounded young head. What year? 64. So, as per usual, throw it under the scope, see if we got a water line, which almost always they never do. I mean, I haven't had one yet, and I have checked hundreds of these things, so. Oh my guys, I was starting to get a little worried, but look what we just found. And it isn't even a 12 edge, so that means it's going to be before the year 1943. Let's see what we got here. It's an absolutely great shape too. Look at this. Oh my. So let's hope for something before 1940 would be great. 42. So these are pretty common, but we got ourselves a World War II nickel. We're on the board. I love finding anything related to the World War II history. So a Georgie, very, very nice, awesome. We're a little bit past the halfway mark. I'm surprised we haven't found one of these yet, but we just pulled our very first 2000p. We've been finding tons of 2000 no P's, so pretty nice to be able to get one of these. One of my favorite low mintage finds here in Canada when hunting nickels, minted just under 5 million. And you can usually tell them pretty easily. They have a lot more of a reflective shine finish because they are plated with multi-ply steel. Look what we just found, another 12 edge young head. So let's see what date this one's gonna be. Hopefully something before 1960, or it's going to be in 1960, but hey, at least it's not a 61 or 62. Yeah, I was hoping one of these might be tucked away somewhere in one of these rolls, but we just found a great low mintage find right here, the 1970, which is one of the 3 main key dates of the Canadian nickels. So, very nice. It's in good shape too, especially the bust there. Well, doing the edge check, I noticed here we got ourselves yet another 12 edger, so figure I would pull it out. Young head. What year is it gonna be? 1960. Just finishing off that last roll, and we just found our first foreign find of this hunt. I was starting to get curious that there weren't any in all of these rolls, but we found quite a few of these. It's a pretty beautiful design. It is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, 2016. Geez, I'm gonna have all the years for the Bahamas soon, if I keep going at this rate. Well, the good stuff just keeps coming. We just pulled ourselves the 1967 bunny nickel. These are usually in pretty good shape when you find them. I could tell when I saw the bust on there, the obverse, that it was most likely going to be this right here. So very nice, a great find. Well, I have concluded this hunt. I found a few more 64 young heads, nothing too crazy to write home about. But before I start breaking down these finds of the hunt, I would really appreciate if you guys would once again hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more videos just like this. And then let's show you what I found during this nickel hunt. So right here we got a decent, nice little stack of 1964 rounded edge young heads. I'm pretty sure we got 5 or 6 of these, and I made sure to check them all for the extra watermark, and none of them are looking promising whatsoever. So if they were, I would definitely tune in for that, but I still keep them anyways because they only made the rounded edge young heads for 2 years, so I still like them. Here we have the 2 low mint finds of this hunt, the 1970 and the 2000p, and even though a few times I have gotten lucky and found a few of these in my hunts, I went quite a while without finding a single 1970, so this would have been a great find on its own. All this other stuff is just a bonus. I can't ever talk enough about these 2000Ps. They're definitely one of the lost hidden treasures of Canadian coin roll hunting with such a low mintage, and the fact that they're almost 20 years old now. They're very hard to find. They're usually very beautiful. Sometimes they'll have a little bit of damage, but if they're in good shape, you never know. Eventually they might be worth a pretty penny if you send them off to get graded. We have that 1967 rabbit nickel. The foreign find of this hunt that we have found quite a few times here before hunting nickels, the 5 cent from the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We got ourselves a nice little hat trick of consecutive years here, a 1960, 2 of them actually, a 1961 and a 1962 young head. Let's get into the older stuff, the major finds of this hunt. Well, here we have it, the 2 finds of this hunt. This wasn't the greatest one we've ever had, but this was still a really good one. I'm really happy with these finds right here. We got ourselves a Georgie, and we got ourselves what looks to be a Cromer 12-edged Elizabeth head. So first I'll show you the young head here. So I am pretty sure when you compare the color and the reflectiveness and stuff of this, that it's a Cromer. Usually they're a little bit more beat and worn than this, but I think this one might be in pretty good shape. There also might possibly be a near and far leaf variation to look for. I will definitely have to refer to my book for that one, but a very good find on its own. A nice pre-60 young head is always good and can always help validate a hunt. And then we got this bad boy right here. I would have loved to have gotten a tomback or something like that, but this is still a World War II Georgie. It's not even a 12-edger, it's a round rim, and those were only for a few years, 5 years I believe they had these rounded edge George heads. So this was a really great hunt. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely did.